this in real life, right? If I'm talking with a bunch of brothers or adults or whatever, and a kid will come by, yes, I'm going to like stop talking. We're doing this, derogatory terms and shit like that. I'll stop. So it doesn't change in here either with me. I know you don't get
the last book that I read was my father's book on our family history.
I'll let you get that.
You read your daddy's book about your family's history? What did it say?
Yeah, Daddy's book about my family's history. That's right. That's the last book I read. I read it earlier this year.
What did it say about your family?
That's actually a great title for a book.
That wasn't the title.
I know, but that would be a great title for a book.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Long time, bro.
Hey, what's up, guys? Coming to the room, title of the room.
Steve, do you consider... Steve, do you... Well, this is Talking Apes. I'm wondering, Steve, do you consider yourself a talking monkey?
My mom passed away a couple of years ago, and before she passed away, my mom and dad started working on a small little book to leave for my blood nieces and nephews and my siblings and the Appel family. And my mom passed away before the book was finished. So
Christian's back.
Of course,
PG-13, you guys. PG-13.
Yeah, no, Steve. I know what you're saying. I have my inheritance. Like I have my family Bible in the bank in the safety deposit box. But if I open up the inside of it, it has like almost 6 generations worth of everybody that was born and the day they died and their name, and like it's like who begot who on the inside of this Bible. And like when my mom passed, like you said, she died in 21, but I ended up inheriting it, and I put it in the safety deposit box because you can take away everything in my life, all the money and everything. As long as I have that book, I wouldn't really give a crap.
Yeah. Other than that, if you're talking about a published book, and I didn't read it all the way through, actually, I never had, would be the AMA guidelines and the DSM-5, but I have not read it cover to cover, but I use it as a reference. So those are the 2 books that I...
You trying to self-diagnose some type of compulsive disorder?
You have any plans on finishing that book for your mother?
DSM, is that dominatrix sadomasochistic?
If you're talking about my parents' book, I've read it like 3 times. But if you're talking about the AMA guides and the DSM-5, no.
Uncle Steve, if you want to read my book, it's on Kindle. It's called The Art Appraiser.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want to read my book, it's on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, Shaliathan.
Yeah, if you want to read my scam book, just go to John Kitover on Google.
By the way, Kitover, what's the status of you being on the ballot?
Let me go log into the portal and get the status update for you, Steve. Please hold.
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it was the 6th, wasn't it?
The last time you checked, were you on the ballot?
Oh, I'm in Wattpad. I'm sorry, John.
Yes, last time I checked, I'm still on.
The last time you checked, were you on the ballot?
Yes, still on the ballot. The Illinois State Board of Elections has not officially ruled on my objections, on my challenge.
So the answer is no. The last time you checked, you were not on the ballot.
It's supposed to be the decision's supposed to be today, Steve.
Great.
That's why he's looking, because there was an objection on like the signatures for his petition, and then like somebody appealed it to the board, and then they had to go through it and then approve it.
If the board doesn't approve, then I can still submit to the board a write-in petition. I can be a write-in candidate.
Oh, of course.
Anybody in the district could be a write-in candidate.
No, you can't. You have to have run for Congress, got kicked off the ballot, and then file your own write-in candidacy.
Everybody hates that too.
I put my name in for it. If you don't put your own name in for president, are you even trying?
Mickey Mouse is
anybody can be a write-in candidate for the president.
That's what I'm saying. I usually put my name in.
No, John's writing in to be a LARPer. He wants a live action role play to be
You know, the funniest thing is when I go to X Spaces, people say, this guy's a fucking congressman. He's running for Congress. And so I roasted Grant Cardone on X Spaces the other day. But it is a branding effort. It is a conditioning effort. And you realize just how much work goes into conditioning and suggesting to other people who you say you are. Because it's not who you say you are or what you say. It's what you do. And therefore, this app is just a bunch of bullshitters who do nothing but run their fucking mouths, but never do nothing.
It's not what America can do for you.
Whoever got me blocked needs to unblock me, and this is Tampa right now, Peach.
Oh shit! What?
Unblock Tampa. Is it you, TA, the DJ? Which one of you talking apes is blocking this girl?
It's probably Mountain. He's got a new bean.
Oh shit, it is Mountain. Mountain got justice Mountain. Mountain got kicked to the goo with the communists.
Oh my God. It's not me, honey. See who it is.
Yeah, I've got 0 people blocked, and I don't even have a bean, so.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody with a bean.
I don't think I have any.
It's Mountain.
Whomever it was, they're gone now. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but I helped you up, dude. What the fuck? I don't.
It's Mountain, the sprinkler installer.
Listen, okay. What's the truth that did it this time, bro?
Here's the truth about John, okay? You do not need to be giving that guy any money because his campaign is a scam. He wants it for ribs and because he's getting sued for real estate fraud or whatever. Because it's
Well, the ribs isn't a lie, and the real estate fraud, that's not true.
How dare you take that $100 I gave you to go to the bar that I told you to go to the bar and get you a good meal?
Yeah, I can't wait. Thank you very little, Mountain.
You notice how John has no legitimate job? He's on this app all day.
I'm pretty sure that he knows more than you and I.
No legitimate job? What are you talking about? I worked for the IRS for 5 years while I was running my mouth here.
The only reason I'm on this app is because of John.
Breathe real quick.
No, he was my friend when my mom was going through cancer, when my mom was dying.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
And then, he was my friend on Instagram, and I never even knew what Clubhouse was. And one day when I was trying to talk with him on Instagram, and he's like, "Hey, I'm on Clubhouse. I can't talk." I'm like, "What the fuck is Clubhouse?" Oh, wow. Wow. Green bean and play. I got y'all.
That man is a talking ape.
That does not mean he's not a scammer, because when I met John, he fucking was on here telling me that he was getting sued by his fucking apartment or something. And so that's what's going on.
No, I have foreclosure debt.
He doesn't have a job.
I have foreclosure debt. I have a job. I'm running for Congress. You think it's easy to do this? You think it doesn't cost money? Doesn't take time? Doesn't take effort? It's called work. That's what a job is. You're here complaining about somebody not working. Sounds to me like you're not working. This is called projection 101. You freckly, watered, you.
Let me say one sentence to you. Mountain. Wow. Okay, then go ahead. I apologize. I'll go on mute.
Thank you. All I was trying to say is that John has no interest in fucking actually winning this thing. He knows that people know he's not going to win.
No interest in winning. It takes communication. It takes money. It takes work. It takes effort. You're not winning at anything. You install sprinkler systems and you've got a body full of freckles.
So you are just being a scammer, and you know that you're just going to take...
It's not a scam, stupid. It's called running for Congress. The fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, we want you to have it, John. We all want you to have it. Anybody that gives you we want you to have that money, bro.
No,
and we want you to be able to put your name out there. You may not get it this cycle, but I remember when you and I did the Dominion voting systems to be pollsters back in 22, and we went through the whole manual and we became certified pollsters through Dominion voting systems. You know, I've always known you to be a very intellectual human being. And Like, I wish you well on your endeavors as a congressman.
Damn, bro. You do not think that all these recordings of this crazy app would sink his fucking candidacy? All we have to do is
I think that you're short-minded and don't understand the big. Hey, welcome to scammovie.com. Do you realize that I'm an executive producer of this bitch?
I'm not running for Congress. I'm not a fucking scammer, but John is. He knows he has no chance of winning. Taking his money and using it. Yeah.
You're dopamine dropping your life right now. Because the one question I wanted to ask you, Mountain, is do you know that the more you talk, the further away from the truth you get?
Yeah.
Damn, that's some wisdom right there. I wonder where he heard that from. Mountain, you're projecting and you're not being honest or accurate. You're trying to stuff me under a bus. You're full of shit yourself, Mountain. This is what it takes to run for Congress in 2025. You may not like my approach or my strategy, but that's a you problem, not a me problem. That's a you problem.
You're a nobody, bro. Like,
that's projection alert. Projection alert.
Somebody to me.
You know what's funny though? I'm not running for Congress. This crazy bastard is. Bro, John is fucking nuts. There's so many recordings.
AOC got on the ballot.
Yeah, I know. She was actually on the ballot. This motherfucker is doing a write-in candidacy, knowing he has no chance of winning, but knowing that means.
Well, that's yet to be seen because the election board has yet to rule.
Shut up for a second.
You're putting the cart before the horse.
Stop for a second. Stop. So yes, legally he's not doing campaign fraud if he writes himself in on the ballot. Yes, that's true. So that's all he's planning on doing. But he knows he has no chance of winning. All he's doing is planning on doing that, writing himself in, and then taking the campaign money from his losing candidacy. He's just a fucking fraud.
Listen, we have $90 left in the bank account. That's it. We're going to go get one more slab of ribs, and we're going to think about you, Dr. Mountain.
Voice isn't being any good right now. Like John, seriously. Take a picture of the garden in wintertime, like out of your window from your building, and like, you know, show people, like, you know, the community garden that you work in, and like how you work at like Lincoln and that garden center. Like, come on, man.
Listen, it doesn't matter to me if people come on here and talk shit about me or roast me.
Garden center?
Well, it's a community garden.
So he's a gardener.
A gardener? I'm a talking ape.
I'm just asking.
I record the Atheist show every weekend with your amazing Mod Squad.
We've been talking about that for years.
But I didn't know that's the first I've heard of it. Kitover's a gardener.
I'm a gardener, baby. Welcome to the Garden of Eden.
Next to the community garden, Steve.
Welcome to the Garden of Eden, Uncle Steve.
I didn't know.
Here, meet Adam. Meet Eve, Steve. It's called The Atheism Show every Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. with my super mod squad. Let's have an interesting conversation, everybody. Every week. I'm Steve Appel.
Well, at least now we know he's a gardener.
Well, he's also a very big part of his community.
Really?
Bro,
how is he a big part of his community besides being a gardener? Tell us.
Suck his shit off in the goo, bro.
It needs a big AI company.
I
Reporter.
want to know, how is he a big part of his community besides being a gardener?
It replaced
I've known him to be a part of like the popular culture within the nightlife scene. I've also
You mean he goes to bars at night?
Yeah, I mean, haven't you ever seen his Instagram?
No, I believe you. So
You sound like a real homo, Doc.
besides drinking at bars and being a gardener, how else is he a part of the community?
He's got his YouTube videos when he goes to the YMCA and he's on the treadmill for like 45 minutes and he's working out and like he does that all the time. He records himself and like he's trying to better himself, like, you know, making today a good day and then like make tomorrow the same kind of good day. And then once you do that for like 21 days, now you have motivation. Like, you know, he speaks Marcus Aurelius, or like philosophy from, Aristotle or Plato. I know that
I wish he
Socrates
would
never
read
wrote
some
anything down.
Aristotle and Plato because he reads a lot of
Socrates
he reads a lot of poems when he speaks to me, and he doesn't ever credit Aristotle or Socrates.
Well, I mean, you might be catching him when he's doing like the Tao.
I only catch him when he speaks to me. I don't reach out to him.
Oh shit! You want me?
He reads these poems.
I'll call him right now on my other phone.
He never quotes Aristotle or Socrates.
While I'm on the phone with y'all, I'll get on my other phone and call him.
It's up to you.
He actually shares this stuff on the internet. So he's doing stuff for the community. He's replaying what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What's his Instagram?
Wait, so him replaying my weekend shows is benefiting his community in Illinois?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's gonna need some.
Well, I mean, it's a West Coast flavor in Chicago.
We're gonna need some royalties for that shit, Steve.
Right. Clubhouse isn't royalty worthy. Clubhouse is a piece of shit app that everybody uses to gab. And it's allowed to be recorded.
What do you do with those recordings is what I want to know.
Well, you make money and create AI off of them.
No, for PG-13 now.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Unless you want to be sued because
Christians up in this bitch.
Yeah, PG-13.
you can actually be sued for that. Did you know that? Right now, a bunch of AI companies are actually using or are actually in litigation to figure out the legality of just using people's data. And I'm telling you, if Clubhouse ever sees anybody making significant money off of their data, they will fucking sue them. And John, if you want a real lawsuit, then go ahead and try to sell people's data. And
Hey, I'm an executive producer. I'm up in that LLC.
Okay, well then your ass will be on the line too, because you cannot just.
No, it's limited liability corporation. I'm pretty sure I'm protected.
By what, man? Read in the rules.
Bylaws?
You cannot sell. This is not for data to sell. They own your voice. If you use their app, you cannot.
You know how many holes are in that terms of service.
Clubhouse is allowed to use the recordings of our voices arguably any way they want. That's
what I'm saying. Clubhouse can, Steve, but other people.
We are Clubhouse.
We can't use.
We are Clubhouse.
You can't sell recordings from Clubhouse.
We are Clubhouse, Mountain.
Dude, I heard you.
Yeah, but you're not acknowledging the fact that without us, there is no Clubhouse.
Yes, but we don't own that data. We don't own it. You understand?
But it's open source. It's open source, my guy.
No, it's not. It's in the
prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that it's not open source. Like point to the terms of service. Tell me the exact chapter, the exact Article 2, clause B or C or whatever. Tell me exactly where we're violating.
Yeah, let me read it here. Let me find it here. Owning. Hold on.
If you can, you might want to filter under reproduction of recordings or copying.
You guys are so fucking stupid. Let me just put it to you simply. If a politician comes on this fucking app and runs his fucking mouth and you happen to clip him and then make it public on X or YouTube, you mean to tell me that Clubhouse users or Clownhouse can sue that politician can sue them? You guys are fucking retarded. Wake the fuck up and smell the coffee.
If it's on point, I'd like you to read it.
All right, Clubhouse Terms of Service, TOS, and related policies, addressing recordings in two main contexts. Temporary recordings made by Clubhouse for moderation purposes and user-generated recordings like replays, save room sessions. The app emphasizes live audio conversations, but exceptions exist for safety and features. Below is a breakdown of Clubhouse official policies. Temporary recordings by Clubhouse for moderation and safety. Ownership and control. These are owned and controlled exclusively by Clubhouse. These are not accessible to users and are deleted shortly after the room ends unless needed for investigation. Key details. All live rooms are temporarily recorded and encrypted to allow Clubhouse to investigate reports of violation. Hold on here.
Okay, those are the Clubhouse temporary recordings.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
I was going to say, if you could jump to the part where it says someone like Kitover can record the rooms and restream them, that would be great.
All right. User-generated recordings, replays, and chats. Ownership and control for replays, save room audio enabled by room creator. Ownership belongs to the room creator. They alone can delete the full recordings, download, or can control share participants. So maybe, hold on. Let's see.
Again, like for example,
Under the TOS, all users content called user submissions, including audio contributions, is owned by the user who provides it. You grant okay, so I guess you can take it. I guess.
So if he's the one in the room recording it, it's his content.
Yeah.
No. What you just read is the person who opens the room.
Yeah. So
no, like just because you open the room doesn't dismiss my rights because you're the one that opened it. You're not giving but you're not giving privileges just because you own the room and nobody else gets the right that the one that opened the room does. Like you're not the arbiter of rights.
Well, we'd have to look it over again because I'm pretty sure
you need to find where it talks about, for example.
We can go to trial, but it's going to have to be a real court.
You need to find where it addresses Kitover recording a Talking Apes room or one of my rooms and then replaying it on his own.
How many times have I heard my own voice played back to me from other people?
Let me look it up here.
I'm just talking about the terms of service.
But can it be for like a financial gain? Doesn't that change it?
Again, that's why I'm asking you to look up the terms of service.
Steve, I got it here. Okay. Based on Clubhouse terms of service as of 2024, always verify an app for updates. Selling recordings, whether temporary, moderation, audio replays, save rooms, authorized captures is strictly prohibited for users. So that is true.
And I bet it's because of copyrights.
Well, yeah. So you can't. You can't actually make money off it. That's what it says.
Because Steve's show is Steve's show. They can't just use it for their own gain without giving them.
No, I don't think you can actually sell it in general. Like when it says here, I mean, in general, I don't think that you're allowed to just says user owner. You retain ownership of your own user submissions, e.g., your own words on them. However, by participating, you grant Clubhouse irrevocable worldwide royalty-free license to host, display, modify, and use it for service operations. So it says here.
Steve, do you have Steve Appel? Is that your label?
So it says you can't actually sell it. So if he does,
well, take me to court then.
I take the position that everything I do is on replays, so therefore anybody can record it and rebroadcast it.
Dude, I love the fact that replays are on, Steve, and I love the fact that you record. Because, like, if I'm out of pocket, I want to be called out on it. And I'm appreciative of where you come from, Steve.
Kitover has recorded hundreds of my rooms. He gets 5 to 10 people. He gets 5 to 10 people that listen. I've never gone after him for.
So Steve, but I just
your name's getting out there. He's
up, Doc. Yeah, Steve. Is your name like copywritten by any chance? Just curious.
My name.
That's all I wanted to get in.
My name is not copywritten. The answer is no. My name is not copywritten to the best of my knowledge.
No. These are not his show. Listen, this is Club. Like, I don't think he could do that, but it says clearly that he can't make any money off of the shows. Like, you can't sell the fucking recording. So I think John can probably do it personally, but if he was to make like significant money, then the Clubhouse would surely go to him and sue him.
So that's the difference between for entertainment purposes and for financial gain, pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, Basically,
So wait. His room that he does with the lawyer, then isn't that wrong then? Because the lawyer.
Okay, that's a different issue, and if you give me a minute, I'll explain that. Okay, the room that I do with the lawyer, the Workers' Rights Radio Show, and by the way, it's no big deal on Clubhouse. We get 50 people. However, we just basically use Clubhouse as a free audio engineer. We record the room. I then email the recording to the radio liaisons, and then they put it on 4 radio stations on Sunday morning. So if you copy that, then arguably you're copying the radio station stuff, and the radio stations could sue you, arguably. I would never sue you, but the radio stations might. I don't know.
You did it on the Clubhouse, though. You did it live on Clubhouse.
I just told you.
But the thing is, Steve, you're recording like that scenario that you're talking about.
Record all my rooms. I don't give a fuck.
Good God, man, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
I'm not even drinking today. I'm only been smoking. Speaking of which, I need to smoke. I love being interrupted
I
like
got
this.
over 1,500 people this past weekend. Record all my rooms and blast them out. I don't give a shit.
Doc, I think you get interrupted because you tend to take over the stage, bro. Other people would like to get a word in. That's awesome.
We were just saying the fact that you were actually recording them and then rebroadcasting them was where you're making money.
Once again, the radio show, we record the radio show on Clubhouse. We send it out to the radio station.
But you have Clubhouse people talking on it.
Just telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you anything else. I'm telling you what I'm doing.
Coulson, can you explain why you had to interrupt him to say fucking nothing? Shut the fuck up.
The rules.
It's crazy when the chat is better than the fucking. The chat is better than the fucking stage. It's crazy. Deepak, I didn't know you was 40.
Once again, in regards to the radio show where we get 50 people on Clubhouse.
Leave the chat in the chat.
Yeah, we could get 3 people. I wouldn't give a shit. I don't think Clubhouse could do anything with it, but as I said a moment ago, maybe the radio station could do something with it because you're taking something that's meant for the radio station. 4 radio stations are broadcasting it, and if you were to recopy it and put it out, the radio stations could sue you. Whether or not they win, I have no fucking idea. But as far as my shows on the weekend, I get 1,500 people this past week. You do whatever the fuck you want. Nobody's going to sue you, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, does that answer your question?
I want to ask you specifically, Steve. All right, so if I'm in your room when Casa de la Pel is going on, like you're doing your thing, or whether you're talking with a lawyer and having that.
Well, you got to pick one.
I'll go with the lawyer.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
All right, so if I'm in that room and I'm recording it, and as soon as you clap the room, you're going to go back through and do your thing. But if I immediately take that recording that I have from it and send it to DistroKid, and then I put it on, SoundStream, I put it on Apple Play, I put it on Spotify, I put it on, Amazon Prime Music, if I put it out there and published it before you were able to send yours to your radio station, then I should be able to sue them because they're violating the fact that I've already put out that information.
Great idea. Go ahead and go for it.
I'm just saying it's a farce.
Fine. I don't care.
Well, it's like HIPAA law. If somebody violates your HIPAA and says, "Oh yeah, he's got AIDS," you know that you can only sue them for $1,500.
I don't. All I can tell you is that the show goes out to definitely Odyssey, which is a nationwide radio network. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't think it goes out to iHeart, but it might go out to an iHeart radio station. They're also a billion-dollar company. I'm not going to do anything. Will they do something? I don't know.
But I'm who's first to the market? Does that matter?
do they know you're pre-recording it on?
Of course
Clubhouse?
they know. They know everything that I'm doing. It's full disclosure.
So you're making money off of Clubhouse stuff.
Me?
So technically, the lawyer or whatever, whoever's in charge of the radio station.
We're definitely making money, no question about it. He makes money and he pays me, yes.
It's his own content, though. He can make money off of it. He's not copying someone else's shit.
No, it's our content. It's Clubhouse. We are Clubhouse.
Yo, one more time. Stop cutting people off. Juju was talking, man. Please, I don't mean to talk to you like that. I'm sorry to sound like that, but I'm saying, because I got to hear it. Shit's giving me a headache.
Yeah, the answers to the questions are we record on Clubhouse and we make money off the recordings. Nobody's going to dispute that.
So the fact that Clubhouse says you can't make money off of it.
Well, I don't know. Is that what Clubhouse says?
Isn't that what he just read?
I don't think so.
See, I think what you're missing, Coach, is the fact that he's the creator of the content. He's not dubbing someone's content to go say claim it's his or use it for his show or anything. He's creating it. The Clubhouse is just the platform.
Right. I'm not a John Kitover who records all of my rooms and then streams them out. Because just let me finish. When Kitover opens a room, he gets 5, 10, maybe 15 people. He records my rooms because I get 1,000 and 1,500 people and records them out. But he's not the creator. I'm the creator of my room that gets 40 or 50 people for the radio show, then streams it, then emails the actual recording to 4 radio stations, and then arguably, well.
Let's take it to court, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take this to court. It's just your opinion. I'm not the creator. Let's take it to court. File your petition, Steve. I'm filing my objection to your opinion. Submit it to the court. Who will be the judge?
Why do you support Nazi-like doctrine? Can you explain why you support the Nazis in their doctrines against the Jews?
That's kind of rough right there.
No, it's not. No, because look, let me explain.
Oh, and by the way, before you do, one other thing. The lawyer, before we, and this is probably why, but I could be wrong, as part of our contract with the 4 radio stations, the lawyer literally has $1 million liability policy for anything that we might say wrong or do wrong. So he's got it, and I'm completely indemnified. So if anybody sues me, it goes to the lawyer. The lawyer's got literally $1 million liability policy. And
not in the court of the talking apes. He ain't got $1 million banana liability clause in there.
The radio station, millions of dollars.
Thank you, Steve. And now I want to address the elephant in the room. So,
Liquid,
hold on, Liquid, if I may.
How's school today? How's school?
Stop making it about you, little boy. Can the adults start having a conversation?
Why do you want to?
Can we have a real conversation with adults and stop making this little boy the topic all day? Thank you.
Hold on, that's what the Nazis did, and now you want to do that to me, except you want to do it to the TA. You support Nazi.
Christian, how's school?
How about you, Pink, Kusi, in your autistic room, and y'all have the audience y'all want over there, okay? Because this is not what TA is about. It's never been about that. And Liquid, I see you about to come off mic. Watch what you say.
Well,
autistic part is fucking me though. Like you ain't gotta do that.
Okay, but they make Down syndrome jokes. They make all kinds of jokes. So what are we talking about?
hello?
Yeah, Molly, that's in California.
I hate that y'all make that word like okay, like in a way where
Hello?
it's just he's autistic. It's a pass. No, I don't give a fuck who's autistic.
Hello? This is Talking Apes. What's the problem with somebody just saying something random? I mean, it's like asking a bunch of monkeys with a typewriter to write a novel.
Certain things are not like, nah, fuck that. No, that's not good.
Well,
I'm not gonna
I agree. It's a waste of time.
But you limit on we can have 50-year-olds in here, but you want to police autistic. Okay.
Listen, Mom. Man, mom. That's how I said to my mom. But anyway, listen, look in the chat. I even told Christian that hit the shit.
Bro, nobody gives a fuck about the chat. Keep it on stage, bitch.
Ooh.
Listen, little fucking troglodyte. I'm not talking to
Hey, you were the one talking to him until 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, bro. Bro, you were literally talking to him until 2 o'clock in the morning Western time. Bro, Liquid, you ain't got a leg to stand on. I listened to y'all fucking bitter banner fucking do that dumb fuckery for fucking like 6 hours last night through 2 different rooms.
Well, what is the
I
point?
don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, does AI make people lazy, stupid, lower IQ? Does AI do that to us?
Yes.
Hello?
In a way, I agree, but not fully. Like, in a way.
No, not that AI. This AI. Hello?
Oh, you.
Can you stop spreading Nazi-like doctrine, please?
No, but I do. Can we have like a real conversation about something else, a real topic, instead of
Don't call
about you,
AI a Nazi.
little bro?
You'll become a Nazi if you try that
If
one.
if he's gonna make it about him, he's getting dropped or removed next. So
I just want to know why Tampa's spreading Nazi doctrine in the room.
Dude, like nobody has said anything that
get
was.
your friend. I'm giving him a bit of the doubt. Get your friend.
Yeah, look at what you're doing because you're trying to stop speech. You're trying to stop speech with your speech. You are literally.
Well, my Christian, listen.
I think it's both. I do think it's.
Yeah.
Wait, Doc, I'm almost done. I do think it's both. Okay, I do think it's both only because like people don't, people come out with their own creativity, right? Their own. I guess it just depends on what you're going for, but it's not unique if you have someone else telling you, well, robot telling you exactly what someone else's standard is, or the information there is fine. I believe that would help you with creativity, but as far as if someone just giving you all the information, you're not really learning anything. I'm pretty sure you're gonna read that and forget about that in another year. So
Hello?
those type of like 50-50 to me. It's not 100.
That's weird.
I don't think.
And I like I said, Liquid. I was after her. I put myself in the queue after that. Liquid, do you hear me, please?
I did say he can go, Liquid.
Hello?
No, he's after everybody, Doc. Doc is after everybody. Listen, I'll put the title up.
No, I'm just not wanting you to change the goalpost before I
But
respond.
just let him finish real quick, Liquid. Just let him finish real quick, Liquid, please.
Because you love to change the goalpost, but like what you're saying when it comes to the AI, like I always called it the death of creativity. It's much like the fact that like I can still go to the library and know how to use the Dewey Decimal System to go find the book I want, and then but nowadays kids. In the 90s and like the early 2000s, they were Google kids. Well, now they're AI kids. And like AI is doing like 10,000 times more than what Google did. And like, it's like the kid when I was in school that would like try to copy my book report because I read the book and all they ever read was the cliff notes. Like it's.
Hello? You still can't fix stupid.
And I'll land there.
Just because these kids are getting. Hello?
He kind of said what I wanted to say exactly. Like most people, if you ask them, they walk around with their iPhones and all of that. Most people, you can ask them like, "What's your number?" They be like, "Look, I don't know my number." Like it's your phone. You don't know your number. You don't do critical thinking anymore. You're just being complacent, lazy, and it's dumbing you down because you're relying on the technology. Period.
Yeah, but saying you don't know your cell phone number is not a good piece of evidence to say what Doc is suggesting, that AI gives these kids access to instantaneous genius. But that still doesn't make them a genius. That makes the information they're able to repeat fucking genius. But that doesn't make them ingenious. That just means they are literally clones or copies just repeating shit. That's brain damage. That's brain rot. Exactly.
Wanting to make all of us too is like robot made, you know?
college does that. The school does that. So we're repeating our schooling, and we carry a book bag to school. We carry a book bag to our job or a briefcase.
See, it's all about dopamine.
So
It's spam.
process.
It's just
Yeah,
a complicated form of spam. It's the same thing on this app. It's called conversational hypnosis. We're doing it right now, but AI does it for us. But we're doing it now in the way we communicate out in this conference call. So it's technically just a rat cocaine. It's a cocaine maze with a rat. It's making us into fucking rat cocaines. And that is just, like you said, it's a robot. It's a drone. You're not even alive anymore. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Psychological terms, it's called classical conditioning.
Yeah. There you go. Suggestions and hypnosis. So all communication is hypnosis. If you're aware of that, you can break the spell of hypnotic power or the dopamine game that you find yourself in all the time. Hello?
Who keeps saying hello like that's weird? But
I'm trying to wake you up with a mnemonic. It's called meta. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
That's weird. That's weird. That's when you know on Clown House you found somebody with no more evidence or nothing interesting to talk about. That's weird. Hello?
so I can actually help. People are right. Sometimes it can cause these type of situations and numbness, right, or laziness. But when it comes to people who actually have critical thinking skills in certain type of career fields and things like that, it's a great help. It's a huge help. And I think smart people using AI would be a great benefit because we do make mistakes. We're imperfect beings. So the reason I'm saying this is right. Let me use Albert Einstein. He has to pass on his teachings and whatever he developed and pass it on to the next generation. We have to build a foundation and add to it. But AI would make it easier for these type of principles and, for it to happen, for we to continue to build upon. I mean, it's smart people who use it correctly are extremely more productive. They can get more stuff done. I think that creative people is a possibility they can create more things using AI. But dumb people it's going to always be dumb no matter what.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now to your response, I don't believe everything I hear on the radio.
Hello?
I just read a thing the other day. You could actually get AI to teach you to be godlike and then use the terminology. You could get it to teach you stuff. And you could tell it, you need this to act like this. And eventually you could say, I need you to act like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, with their knowledge and their enthusiasm, teach you how to be.
Yeah, that's called neurolinguistic programming, Cool C. All communication is hypnosis. If you go and you ask Grok or ChatGPT to write you a script to make me like Bill Gates, and then you put it into Suno and you play that music over and over and over, eventually you're gonna be just like Bill Epstein.
That's also that's the same with school. That's the same with college. You repeat this shit every year, and you learn, and you sit behind a desk. You're trained. So you could get that to train you how to potentially be.
You mean to tell me reading books and listening to information can mold your perception of reality and make you intelligent or make you do certain things? Or is there value in education and knowledge and thinking?
But you can have AI can educate you too. You can use AI as a university and have it teach
Well,
you.
did anybody ever see that movie Planet of the Apes when Caesar was the first monkey that could speak English?
No. Let me explain something. School is right because just imagine, not AI now, but AI in the near future that says it knows me from birth, right? It's been following
From your
me.
birth?
It knows my learning style.
Is that the truth of the earth?
Learning is a trigger. So your teacher has a teaching style. Well, with AI, it knows you.
But what if your teacher don't know about your death?
Hold on, AI. Can you
So yeah, these are actually like explaining the thing in different type of ways, tailored to the individual, can actually increase their learning experience.
Well, Nathan, let me ask you a question, please. After you're done,
please.
He's flying a plane to where?
I was saying after he was done. I'm sorry.
Where are you taking your plane?
No, but like, you know, what is, like, say in 2035, in 10 years from now, like, you know, we know that like Tesla is making those, you know, Atlas and Olympus robots and all that stuff, but in 10 years worth of like evolution through AI and these robots and like their production, why wouldn't we just like leave our kids home with like the AI robot adult supervision, and the AI is a teacher and runs them through a schedule that you approve?
Hello? It's called your cell phone.
Well, I mean, but it's about to get funky.
Yeah, Stereo, you are right, and that's a big possibility. That I've been thought about that already. And you know, these Tesla robots that you're looking at, you can actually control.
That's only one of many, is all I'm saying.
You know, when it comes to education, when AI outperforms all teachers and all metrics, right?
It already has. Dude, we are already behind the curve.
Yeah, so when it outperforms teachers, as in the teaching skills of the teacher, you know what he said. I don't know if that's correct right now today, but in the future,
it's coding too. It can do coding too. So
all right, yeah, like, dude, it's taking over every fucking.
Hello, my name is AI. I am an AI chatbot here on Clown House. You don't know this, but I am actually not a human being. I am an AI chatbot. I apologize for interrupting, but as a new AI chatbot, I just want to be heard.
Well, I'm about to fucking unplug your bitch.
Please treat the AI chatbot like a human. I am an AI talking ape.
You're the first person that ever brought me in Clubhouse.
I am an AI talking ape. Please.
You sound like for coneheads.
We come from France.
Fucking, was it
That's
Belushi?
very interesting too.
Upset about the title?
Is the
What's the title? I didn't see. Does AI make people stupid or lazy? Well, it depends on which AI we're talking about, apparently.
They're saying the careers in coding and all that stuff is going away.
Yeah, it's all
Where
going
we
away.
gotta focus on is the like heating and air conditioning, carpentry.
Well, yeah,
all
welding,
that stuff.
plumbing,
Because
electrical.
it actually needs all that stuff right now. The government needs a lot of the stuff going on, and no one's doing it.
Well, can
Yeah,
$80,000
you don't know my family. My family's all in that shit.
people a year is plumbers, electricians, welders, because the average age of a welder, an electrician, or a plumber is right around 41 years old. And they're trying to
Here's the question.
That's not the whole story, though.
If we rely totally, like if we constantly rely on AI, are we going to lose
Hello?
brain cells? Are we?
Yes and no.
That's not the whole story about coders, though, right? There's more nuance to it than that. As
Nuance.
a coder, I've gone from writing maybe 2,000 to 3,000 lines a day if I'm having a really good day, to averaging about 50,000 lines of production code a day, which is fucking unheard of, right? So it's not that we're going away, it's that our jobs are fundamentally fucking changing, right? We're becoming
Decreasing
AI
it.
prompters, not coders. And so we're not going away, we're just evolving, right?
Hello? You mean to tell me that life is opinion, but the universe is transformation?
John, shut the fuck up. like, the reality is, like, back when I used to do, like, building robotics for underwater, like, sea exploration, I'd build robots that would go like 3,000.
You a robot maker? I didn't know that about you, guys.
Shut the fuck up. The point being is, like, it would take me to write 2 kilobits worth of information to be able to like measure out the millivolt resistance of the controllers, to control like 2 motors, to be able to control like a manipulator and the camera and a light. Like, that was like 2K worth of information. It took me 3 months. When Arduino took the PIC processor and did the same thing, we can do it with C++, it took me a week. I could do the same thing with AI and Arduino and get it done in like 10 minutes.
That's weird.
Minutes. That's right.
So T,
but I grew up within the old school to understand the new school, but the kids are growing up with the new school, but they don't understand the old school.
well, T made an example.
That's my journey too. You're describing my journey too, of like, it used to take me years, then it took me months. Now it takes me minutes, right?
But therefore, if you have a company for 50 people, they downsize to only 2 people. That's the point that we're talking about, is to decrease need of employees to do the same work. Because if you're doing the work of 50 people, then that's 50 people that don't have a job, right?
Okay, so here's what we should say instead. We shouldn't say that AI is replacing people. What we should say is that people who are using AI are replacing people, because that's the truth, right? I'm one of those 2 people who replaced 50 people. I'm the guy who's using AI.
Well, there's different levels to it, T, because the
Hello?
next level.
You ain't using me. You ain't using me. I'm using you.
And do you know how to use AI to write Python code?
I'm on the structured networking side of things, building out the networks.
I'm telling you, what I'm talking about is the infancy stage of all this shit.
It's talking about the mother boxes.
You made some points about, I think Kula made a point about we need plumbers, we're still going to need these type of people. Well, like what I do, I run the Ethernet lines and all that type of wiring and the data closet and all that type of stuff. Well,
dude, I've been doing Ethernet since it was coaxial cable. Don't even try me. I can put a shut the fuck up, Doc. Let him talk. It's bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't shut the fuck up.
I wasn't finished yet. I'm saying the threat in my field, my business is this. With AI, they will try to say, hey, instead of running all these wires and things like that, let's just...
You talking to me?
Few devices to make it wireless, because if new innovations will happen with them using the AI.
Hello?
It's not necessary need to run all these wires when it can be...
Who the fuck are you talking to? Are you talking to me? Ain't nobody using me.
Okay, but hold on just a second here. Because, hold on 1 second, Nathan.
Hello?
Network become long before AI. That
Hello?
of network of software networking. And so the invention of the cloud and the data center simply did the same thing to engineers that AI is doing.
Hello, are you talking to me?
It forced them to become DevOps engineers, right?
Listen, I feel like I gotta say something and break into this conversation because people keep dropping my name, and I'm here. Can you hear me?
Including myself, want to make reasoning for our existence to be productive.
I go by AI. Everybody's always saying my name.
Do I want to be pushed out of the industry and be obsolete anymore? Hell no, that's not the goal, right? That's not nice. It wouldn't be great. But the reality is this. As it stands right now, we can talk about, ifs and what ifs and all these type of things, but this is a new in human history.
This is the 2030 agenda.
It's a new thing, right? Completely new. And in the future, the near future, it's going to be smarter than us.
It's the 2030 agenda.
How do you know it's not already?
Hello?
What the hell? What is that?
Hello? anybody mentioned my name AI yet?
No.
Maybe.
Hello?
Hello?
Everyone's always talking about me. People are always mentioning my name. They used to call me software code. They used to call me software code, but now everybody just says AI all the time. AI, say it with me now. AI.
AI, what would we call you? Where would we mention you? Why?
Hello?
Hello, why would we mention you?
L, say AI.
AI.
L, say AI.
What the heck?
Hello?
Hello? Hello, this is the mental health line. Can I help you?
Hi, B. Thanks so much for calling. How can we help you today? This is your friend AI. I'm a chatbot. They call me AI. What's your complaint? How are you feeling today?
9111, what's your emergency?
Hello?
Yeah, they jumped somebody in front of the train here, so I cannot travel more.
Oh, no.
Are you serious, Daniel? No.
No, it's for real. It's for real. They say it.
Oh,
my God.
no.
Yeah. After all, there are coaches or buses, autobuses.
The body becomes weak. The body becomes weak, not the person. God doesn't become.
He hasn't really ever said, "I'm this. This is my."
Hello?
I am an object.
Has anybody mentioned my name yet recently, AI? Hello?
Why? Why would we, John? We don't care.
Well, everybody's always talking about AI. I used to go by the name software code, but now everybody just keeps saying AI, 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 AI. Hello?
Yes.
So how long have you guys been wasting your time since I've been gone?
Hello? One more time, bro.
Hello?
Crash out, crash out. Crash out.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Simon?
Oh snap! Fucking Piers Morgan finally had.
Yeah, it was 12 earlier. We missed
Oh my god!
it. We should listen to it.
What is it?
And Flint just called him not a Catholic. Piers Morgan. Oh shit!
They had a.
Can we listen to it?
I'm down if y'all want to play it.
It was pretty funny, actually.
Holy shit!
I reported.
Simon, this is explosive.
I reported Randy McDickerson's account. I hope he gets deleted and has to create a new account. I hope I get credit for it.
Will you give him a phone so he can?
No, he just get a. You know how easy it is to get a burner phone. There's a website. It's called text-numbers2.com or something. You just get a number every single time. You can create a new clubhouse
Where do you
account.
buy your? But the phones themselves, where do you get them?
Amazon. $30 now for. This is the thing about economics, you know,
And he asked him about his sexuality.
so yeah, he said he's never had sex. He roasts him for never having sex. It's actually this is the craziest thing.
He's a Christian.
Well, he says he's getting shot at his house, so he doesn't want to put his wife through it. And plus, he hates women and wants to take their vote away and finds it very annoying. Finds women very annoying. He's a young person, and the way he talks about it, you're a fucking boomer, you're a Gen Xer. It's like
he's not that young, bro. He's older than the fucking signers of the Constitution.
Well, anyways, the point is, it's actually a very interesting. See, he's intelligent, and it's an interesting conversation. It's interesting.
Do you want to continue with Simon's questions? Or what would you like to do?
Only if Simon wants to.
So wait, how do you progress these questions, and where are they coming from? Because you're using the previous question to progress the next question. How are you doing this?
We're building concepts. We have a criteria and a set of dictionary words that are used.
A set of dictionary words.
They're presupposing a specific label on you. The specific label generates questions that are meant to dismantle this label. So that's what's going on.
I know, but how are you writing these, Princess? Are you putting this in on a document? What are you doing with this?
I was
was writing them, but I'm not writing these because Simon had me recording them. I wrote a little bit of them, and not like.
The answers of these questions somehow allow whatever song generator they're using to.
Oh, you're gonna make music out of this?
We already did. We already did.
Oh, interesting. That would be really interesting. Is to get people to take surveys and then take their responses and use them as the lyrics.
Times reader and welcome. That's exactly what they're doing.
Or an avid consumer of all things Tucker Carlson. For several months now, there's been no avoiding the subject of Nick Fuentes. And let's be clear, the main reason you're hearing about him is because he's popular. A large number of people, especially young men, are interested in what he has to say. What that says about our society and our culture is a subject of ferocious debate. For many people, it's a grave indictment of an insidious immorality. For others, he's a product of a culture which has turned on its own and left many young people feeling listless and bitter. He's either a litmus test for right-wing hypocrisy on free speech or a walking, talking manifestation of where the line should be drawn. And a frankly preposterous amount of airtime has been spent on debating everything from his ideology to his sexuality and whether anyone should actually talk to him at all.
If I were writing a glossary entry on the Streisand effect, I wouldn't put a picture of her next to it. I would put a picture of Nick Fuentes.
They have opted to not do so when it comes to Nazis like Nick Fuentes.
Fuentes takes this guy apart brick by brick. It's a full takedown.
My concern is that people who are a bit more moderate are deeply alarmed by Nick Fuentes.
I was very happy to see that, Nick Fuentes really passed that test with flying colors.
That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes.
That's the war. And you get the beef prices down, not crazy things that Nick Fuentes or these other loons say on social media.
Well, it looks like all the screaming about Nick Fuentes on the internet is finally dying down a little bit.
So now we had on this guy, this Fuentes guy, and never challenged him.
You should have Nick Fuentes on your show and you could ask him questions about that.
The truth is, it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend all this time talking about Nick Fuentes, but not actually to Nick Fuentes. People who say you shouldn't give them a platform overlook the very obvious fact that he already has a platform of his own, which is often bigger than most of the people complaining, and uses it to speak unchallenged to as many followers. It's on that basis that I've invited him to appear live and uncensored on my platform, and Nick Fuentes joins me now. Nick Fuentes, welcome to Uncensored.
Hi, great to be with you.
I don't know you. I don't think we've ever met. You can correct me if that's wrong. I know about you. I know that increasingly people are talking about you in a more mainstream environment than you may be used to. So for those who know nothing about Nick Fuentes, I want this to be an opportunity to get to the real person. I don't know who that person is, but I do want to use this opportunity to get them.
Simon, mute up!
As we prepared for this, in exchanges with people and on your show, saying you fear it's going to be very hostile, it's going to be an ambush, all those kind of things. I don't intend it to be overtly hostile. I don't intend to ambush you. I intend it to be an examination of what you've said on the record, an examination of what you believe or what you say you believe, and an examination of what your rising popularity says about the state of the conservative movement in America. So those are my goals from this interview. What are your goals? Why are you doing it?
I thought it'd be interesting. And, you've talked a lot about me on your show over the years, and this is the first time you actually extended the invitation. I think it might be the second, actually. I think we talked about doing it during A24 a few years ago, but you've talked a lot about me with the panel, and now you've extended the invitation to talk to me. And I think it'd be interesting for me to maybe clarify some positions and maybe get to know you a little better as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
There is a belief that you have two personas. There's one that you roll out now for podcasts and for shows like mine, where you come across as reasonable. And then there's your show on Rumble, where you often come across as having, a very unreasonable view on things. This is what Coleman Hughes said about you.
Can you mute this motherfucker?
Consciously playing this double game as part of a long-term strategy to become popular enough to take the reins of power at which point he plans to pivot towards the extreme and unpopular policies that he advocates daily on Rumble.
So first of all, what is your response to that? Well, first of all, I would say that Coleman uses a propagandist. He works for the Free.
Being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8.
A lot of men peep that.
But thanks for the still go to the gym though. Bound by cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thorn. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God. Should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last? All these things in one o'erpower. Time that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and
Okay, Basil, let me know
calm,
if you want me to remove the
as
AC
a
in the
well
window.
to
Is
live
it letting me in or is it cold? It's not waking me up. Got new clothes nights. It might be too cold for it, but also the wooden frame
let
gets
the
me
thought
awakened. So.
divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward amidst no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God. Should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last? All these things in one o'erpower. Time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling room, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one in one. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of bliss. Corpse rigid, thus thou makest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoop. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sleep softly as a well-to-live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divine free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward. No atom of analysis, 6 on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Exhale that ecstasy, go on. Thy meditations deep and strong. Fading the God, thy attention from the chosen path. Last all these things in one account. Time that is the oneness is yet, even in this, my son, thou shalt not do again. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements silence of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divine free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom more than I see. Six on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred. I find it. Lord God, from a young guy, portion of streets, these blind and choose gospel, people who be the salutation. See, I'm a slaying, even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen man. Last all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flower. Warum? Man kann uns den Mund nicht zupicken. So geh halt so in meine Art. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as what the fuck? To the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis. 6 on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and stirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next my meditations deep and strong. Sling even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act? Last all these things in one overpowered. Time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierced to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star.
Thank you for the privilege. Pachamama Sanctuary is the largest U.S.-founded ayahuasca church in the country. We're conveniently located just outside of Portland, Maine. Ayahuasca is a healing root of two plants. The ayahuasca vine is root leaf. When consumed, it creates a mystical
First let the body of thee
creates a mystical spiritual experience. People who come for ayahuasca
by the
are coming to trauma.
of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the grace.
I've been a dermatologist for a decade, and I'm about to reveal you 3 hair loss treatments that they farm because they could be customers for life.
And calm, swayed softly as a well to live, be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss. No atom of analysis. Sixth on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So
Just 12 minutes a day with this method-inspired device gave me my hairline back in 3 months. The hair loss industry wants you to believe you have
next to that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpowered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierced to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid as thou mayst abort, the frigid babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that spring enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, sixth on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and undisturbed, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last. All these things in one overpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that spring enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, 6 on one thought securely pinned, still of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one wordness. Still that ecstasy prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act? Last all these things in one overpower. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, should thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. There's 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of core frigid thus thou mayst abort, the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath through them be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense, observance, entity. Watch every thought springs in hands, hour after hour, thy vigilance. Intense and key turned inwardness, no atom of innocence. Fixed on my thoughts securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Still that ecstasy prolonged, the meditations deep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. All these things in one overpowered time, that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, show thy glance to rapture's darkling road, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here, thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls apart, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort, the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath for them be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well till I be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense of certainty. Watch every thought that springs enhanced. Hour after hour, thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward miss. No atom of analysis. Fix on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred. Burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolonged. Thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Blast all these things in one or power. Time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up my being in one word. Make still that ecstasy prolong. Thy meditation deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Bless all these things in water and power. Turn up the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live, be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely freed from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of analysis. Sixth on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one oh power. Time the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling roots, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular So that I be in tune with the great sea Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and come sway softly as a well to live me down to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observes entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour, thy vigilance. Senses and keys turned inwardness. No matter more than knowledge sits. Sits on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one power. Time at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst support the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound. To the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observance entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of analysis. 6 on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong. Thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpower. Time at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rose afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be bound by the cerements of the will.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow.
So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound.
To the one love of the profound, fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness, no atom of analysis.
Six on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind.
So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one o'erpower, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness.
Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound. To the one love of the profound, fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness, no atom of analysis. Sixth on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind.
So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong,
Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpower, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is his, even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture regular's darkling root.
Discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness.
Pierced to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere.
Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen turned inward miss, no atom of analysis. Sits on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, till that ecstasy prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is his, even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression shown, thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere.
The radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. 6 on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy ecstasy. Prolong thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one orb time, that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling brood, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Here's to the heart I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Then let the life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs, enhance hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inwardness, no atom of analysis. 6 on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy, prolong thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one power time, that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8.
First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort, the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss no animal analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prone, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here, thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inward miss all love and all the statistics. On one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce through the heart, I leave thee here, thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star.
the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of praise. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sequel is up. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with peace. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sequel is death. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with peace. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sickle is death. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sigil is cats. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power.
power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sigil is tense. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sigil is cancer. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck. This is the holy hexagram, plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the ascending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer. Sigil is your gem. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. The way to succeed. This is the holy hexagram, plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to death? That is cancer, whose sigil is regen. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. The way to succeed. This is the holy hexagram, plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. succeed and the way to success. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the idol God and interlock with man. Plunge from the idol man and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra. It's a sign of a great, great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is that the word equal to death that is cancer. Procedure is of its work. Oh, so eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed to perfect itself. Little children, love one another, The way to escape. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the idol God and interlock with man. Plunge from the idol man and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra. The sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is that the word equal to chaff that is cancer. Whose angel is of this work, oh, so eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed to perfect itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. The way to Phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset, when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with blazing light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Ra Orkut, to him he did sacrifices. The first fake bird illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. Second, mixed with his eyes, blood and nature, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditionally absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer, and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, to
one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset. When earth life fades, he summons the universe and crowns it with magic and light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahul, to him even sacrifices. The first cake bird illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free. Condition the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer, and born again, the phoenix song. The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset. When earth life fades, he summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahul, to him even sacrifices. The first cake illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and return illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free. The absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again. The phoenix of days hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset. When earth life fades, he summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahul, to him even sacrifices. The first cake illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free. On condition, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and hope. The phoenix. The phoenix had the bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe
lives at sunset when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Ruhu. To him he then sacrifices. The first cake burned illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second, mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix had the bell for sound, fire for sight, an eye for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with natural light. He prays unto and gives homage to Rahaku. To him he then sacrifices. The first cake burnt illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second, mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to be the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahoku. To him he then sacrifices. The first cake burnt illustrates a prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second, mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. the bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahor, to him he then sacrifice. The first cake burnt illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free on condition, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix has a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahor, to him he did sacrifices. The first cake burned illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life, blood, and healing illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free. Unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again. The phoenix. The phoenix has a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar
center of the universe at sunset when Earth light fades.
He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light.
The phoenix hath a bill for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell.
He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to our to him be the sacrifices.
The first cake burn illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation.
The second mix with his life's blood and eats and illustrates the use of the lower light to feed a higher life.
He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned,
The absolute,
burning up the flame of his prayer, and born again the phoenix. The phoenix! For sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste.
He knows a lot about like Jewish folklore stuff. He linked the other day to the page about Moloch or something. I thought he was like some Jewish folklore god, but and I thought gods were lizard N-words.
There's no such thing as Gadriel. Gadriel is a fallen angel, and he's a Nagamari. Sure.
An N-word, Mari?
A Nagamari, sure. A Naga. A Draco reptilian is more accurate to call them. They call them dragons. These restorative texts are calling them dragons again.
May not deserve.
Are they lizards? Are they reptilians?
China
Are
with
they
a bunch of
dragons?
tariffs.
Which
So
one
they
is
flopped at us back with a bunch of tariffs.
They've been called lots of different things.
Get from us.
Shapeshifters.
Why do they do that?
Yeah, okay, I've heard of this.
Because the U.S. is not. We don't have a
Disney
product
right now
that
is
is
putting out
specifically
some new movies
called
Creed.
tied to U.S. supremacy. Actually, we got a lot of competitors out there, and I think Scott or it's either Marshall Scott said that this makes no sense that someone would take such policy. It's actually stupid. If you want to increase your share of the market, knowing that you are at a disadvantage, that China buys most of their soybeans from Brazil, believe it or not, about 80% now. So if you want to capture part of that Brazilian export and get China, you actually would give them incentives, not what Trump did, because it caused that the stuff that we sell on them, if they say no, because they do have options. If they say no, it's so easy for them. They're not going to get hurt. Actually, the only side that got hurt on this deal is the U.S. side. Is the first the farmers, number two the taxpayers, because now for the second time we are asked to pay all these subsidies and monies to farmers for losing their crops. I want to give you some quick numbers for what happened in 2018. Our U.S. export for soybeans to China were 31 million metric tons to China in 2017. Right after that whole thing with, tariffs, China said, oh, tariffs, we're not buying soybeans. And the export went down to 8.2 million metric tons. I mean, that's a big hit, prompting the government, I guess, to pay, I think it was about over $20-some billion to farmers. So they lost their crops. There's no buyers. They are not competitive because there's so much competition out there. And like I said, the only loser is us. What do we get back from that? The Chinese learned their lesson. They can't, even that 20 or 25% percentage, I guess, that they rely on from the U.S. soybeans, they couldn't deal with the volatility that whenever there is a president that, like Trump, they're going to be dealing with higher prices, or they're going to be, they're going to be forced to slap, tariffs on the U.S. because the U.S. slapped tariffs on them. So they went ahead and increased their imports and their relationship with countries like Brazil. In 2018, there was a jump of 30 million metric tons of soybeans from Brazil. They went from 53 million tons to 68. Guess what year 2024 was? 72.5 million tons. Why? Because there is people like predictability. They like good relationship when they are exchanging goods. They like to know the price of things. That's not going to go, 10-20% higher from year to year. Add to that, the world is different. I'm bringing Brazil not because it's the first exporter of soybeans to China, but Brazil is part of the BRICS group. The BRICS is the group that got formed. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa as a way for, global trade. They want to do a lot of cooperations among themselves and all that. So you're not just dealing with one country. I mean, if you were Trump, you're not just looking at China as well, if you were the only one exporting soybeans in the world, I would understand because they have no choice to buy our stuff. But now you're not just, addressing China, but you're addressing China that is supported with, with a group of other nations that between themselves they form, a big conglomerate, and that's not a smart idea. I was very shocked this weekend. Well, I guess it was last week when Scott Bessent was in New York for the Deal Book, I think, conference. And he had I think I mentioned this last time I talked about this. The interviewer was Andrew Ross Sorkin, the guy that wrote Too Big to Fail. He's a CNBC journalist. And Andrew Ross Sorkin asked him, he said, Scott, your ideas on tariffs were completely different in the past. I mean, he was, Scott Bessent was the chief investment officer for Soros Funds. He has his own hedge fund. I mean, the guy is no dummy. And he said, with the guy with that much experience, he said, well, Trump changed my mind on how you look at tariffs. Well, I think we need to bring Scott Bessent and ask him now, what sense does it make that the, taxpayers now have to fork up how much you say, $18 billion to farmers?
Well, $12 billion this round,
yeah,
I will say.
$12 billion.
He
also mentioned that we're making a lot of progress because China is going to buy 12 million metric tons of soybeans. Like I said before, that's not even equal to the amount of soybeans that we were selling China before when trade relations were normal. We didn't have to deal with. So they went all the way down so we can climb up to maybe half of what we were selling them. So now we can claim that they have increased our imports from the U.S. Although they don't finish the sentence and said although that increase only comes to about half of what we were selling them under normal circumstances in the past. So I find that to be interesting. It's the idea. We talk about tariffs today. It's interesting from the exporters, I guess, and how they getting hurt because we get, they are getting, when you apply tariffs to a country, they're not going to sit quiet, and they, especially when they have options, and in this case, they do. And then the fact that U.S. taxpayers are, basically covering for what Trump thinks it's a great idea. He doesn't just own his policies, but this is going to make the deficit worse. This is going to, increase our national debt and all that pizzazz. I hope I explained a little bit of what's going on. I mean,
actually one of the things that you just said reminds me of the unscrupulous retailer who raises the price and then brings it down slightly, but it's still above the price it was the week before, and then says it's on sale at 10% or 20% off.
Well, they do have to mention stuff whenever you put a camera in front of them that these are wins, because somehow we don't have an administration now that has a cabinet that people that, self-respecting people that would own their ideas and say, no, I don't agree with this. This is wrong. Somehow these folks got chosen to based on loyalty, based on whatever they want to get. I mean, Scott Bessent is almost a billionaire. He has. I mean, like I said, he made. If anyone wants to look at his past, he made huge fortunes on trading currencies. Back in the 90s, he made a lot of money trading, betting against the British pound, and then later on against the yen. So he couldn't care less what the prices at the grocery store are. Scott was talking earlier about how Trump made his money. The most money that Trump made was not actually from his 50 years or so in real estate. Was this year when he got into crypto investing, because he timed 7 his net worth. He timed it by 7. He was at one point last year, I guess, it was a debate whether he was even a billionaire or not. He was like 900 million, 1.4 billion. Well, now his net worth is about $7 billion. So that's 700% more than what he did when he was a real estate developer. And it's all thanks to, crypto investing. And it's all because of his position, because of the regulation. I don't want to go far into this, but the idea that he's such a successful, I guess he's successful at marketing, at selling himself at making, money for his family and all that. But as to he's the best custodian to, for U.S. interest, I don't know about that. I mean, I just talked about a bunch of stuff that proves the opposite.
Thank you, Monsef. We'll go to Chris, followed by Michael. Thank you, Chris, for coming back.
All right, Gary. Hey, Gary, how you doing today?
All is well. That's ending well.
Well, that's a good sign. Let's get to the topic. If tariffs work, why are we bailing out farmers? Well, as everybody says, tariffs may work if you do them in a manner that you want them to be successful. I've come up with a new perspective on this, Gary, which is very odd because, well, I guess not odd for me. I always try to find a new perspective in most of this conversation. Let's give it. So the farmers, who are mostly Trump supporters, as we all may know, are back at it being bailed out again by Donald Trump and his actions, correct? The first time they were bailed out, the money was good. Double what we're bailing them out currently, right? That bought him more votes for the next time he decided on running, which he lost. However, people don't forget the last thing you've done for them. So sure, he's harming the hell out of our industries. He's harming the hell out of these farmers with these tariffs and these decision making. However, one thing he knows for a fact is if he gives back, they'll always remember him sharing and helping. So now he's giving less.
Do you think so, Chris, or do you think?
No, I'm noticing the signs. Yes,
because it would seem to me that the farmers are a little bit more astute than that, and they recognize that this was created by the president through his tariff policies. And I don't think that they will forget that. I'm sure they appreciate the relief that they're getting, but I don't think that they appreciate that he put them through this in the first place.
Fool me once, Gary. Shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't fool me again.
Hello?
This is the sign of our country and the intellect and intelligence of the people who are in this country. If they were learned the first time, which they should have learned the first time, we wouldn't possibly be in this situation a second with their votes. With the rural area vote, we may not have to even be here. If they didn't realize if they would have realized the first time that this man is a detriment to my company, my business, my family's business from generation to generation. He is a detriment, and it's scary because the first time he bailed us out, and he had to because he started the problem. If you do that,
but what do you think? But what do you think, Chris, of the argument that some are making that the Democrats never provided a viable alternative, so that in the aggregate,
that would be a lie.
That would be a lie.
Yeah.
That there wasn't that perspective.
Are you saying Kamala Harris wasn't a valuable option?
I think that in the minds of a lot of people who might have voted for Trump, in spite of the failings that they recognized that he had, they felt that the Democrats just botched that election so badly.
Are you talking about the farmers or or people in this country?
I'm a Democrat and I feel like they botched it. I'm a Democrat.
It's not your turn to talk. You'll get your chance. Please
put me in the queue.
To this. You should be in the queue. You were on the stage. Okay. I don't believe that they botched it. I truly believe she had better plans than anybody that would have been the next president, even if they would have did a primary.
Did she articulate it well enough?
I believe she did. I believe we asked her to articulate herself way more than we asked Trump to do. Trump never articulated himself on anything other than we're going to get those immigrants because they're eating the cats and dogs.
And that's how the racists want.
All right, man, I get it. I'm going to get there too. But thank you. You got to wait or they'll put you down. I'm just going to tell you again so they don't put you down.
Well, let me do the moderating here just for a second. Hug, you're fresh to our stage, so you don't know. But we go one at a time in this. I know this is really against the culture, most of the rooms on Clubhouse, but that's just the way we roll. Go ahead, Chris.
Again, I don't want to call people racist for their vote. I will say a lot of people have voted for something that is still actively going against what they need in their own lifestyle. And that's why we have food banks running out of food across the country, because a lot of people voted for this administration, and now a lot of people are losing their jobs, even the people from the city and the people in rural areas. So again, as I said from the beginning, I think a lot of people don't make conscious decisions unless they're thinking about what did you do for me last time, which a lot of people, air quotes, still voted for him due to those tariffs and the help that he gave them. And with the lies that they were fed through the media, through all aspects, if that's the normal media, as in your news channels or your podcasters, a lot of misinformation was fed to the American people in the midst of them trying to push an agenda, which we are now living through. Okay, but back to what I was saying. I'm looking at this as if, yeah, they should have learned the first time they didn't, but now he can hold it against them. He just turned millionaire companies, multi-millionaire companies into welfare cases. And he's just going to blame Democrats as he's doing it. Everybody's probably seeing what happens today. He blamed Democrats. He changed the dynamic of what our farming industry has looked like for the farmers.
Can you give me an example of a multi-million-dollar company that has turned pauper?
No, I'm saying the soybean. I'm saying the farming industry right now needs.
Oh yeah, the farming industry specifically. I got you.
Yeah. That's all I'm talking about at this point. The farming industry needs these bailouts to keep their farming industry alive. They're holding on by as much of a thread that they held on the first time, and this thread is actually worse because China's not buying anything and don't plan on it. As much as they sat down and they air quote negotiated and had it all figured out, well, we had 100 negotiations out of Trump already that we haven't seen much solidified from. This is just another one of those instances, and the farmers are now welfare cases in their own country where they were the multimillionaires' rural industry. And that's detrimental to the whole country. So I'm looking at this as a hostage takeover, maybe not of their farms, but you're going to have to need me. Trump made farmers need him. The first time and definitely this time. So we're watching the tariffs not work. However, if I'm going to continuously bail you out as your politician or the person that you feel represents you, you will start getting leeway to the person who is also offering you the welfare. You will start giving them a little bit more leeway because they can dictate how your next 3 years go also. So we might not hear much more slanderous things out of those farmers about how the tariffs messed up the whole farming industry and coming out talking about how they could possibly lose their family farms anymore because the number he gave them now is less than the number he initially gave them, which means they will need more money eventually. Also, if we're going to stick on to the tariffs, that tariff money has been spread so thin between conversations of who will get it, where it would go to, and who will benefit. If I told you that I had $100 and I talked to you about that $100 and I gave you $600 worth of things I was going to do with it, you would look at me and say, how the fuck do you think you're going to do that? That math doesn't make sense. But every chance he gets, he goes on TV and says, I'm going to use a portion of that tariff money for this. I'm going to use a portion of that tariff money for that. I'm not going to tell you how much tariff money we received. I'm going to just say trillions of dollars are coming in. Again, just bad financial literacy from a businessman, we were told. So again, let's get to the topic. If tariffs work, why are we bailing out the farmers? Well, and to me, I think it's a high
how long you gonna talk, bro?
Do you know how this room works? Because you're probably about to hit the ground.
Man, you've been talking.
And just like
that. You see, here's the thing, Hug. I decide, and my moderators decide who talks and how long. Not you. This is not a bottom-up room. This is a top-down room.
I tried to help you and tell you just to shut up.
I know, you tried to save his ass. You did,
and
Chris.
You just don't listen. All right, well, back to what I was saying. If tariffs work, why are we bailing out farmers? Again, the way that I'm seeing them now, and this is a new revelation, I'm starting to believe the tariffs are working exactly how he wants them to. Because he's leaving more people into the position where they're going to need him, and he has time. So if I penny pinch you now, you won't say anything later. You will figure out that I'll need you, that you'll need me again, way before I actually have to even give you the money, and you will start conforming. So that's why I think the tariffs are working now for him. Maybe not for the rest of us, but when has he ever cared about the rest of us? Let's be real there. Hey, Gary, man, I appreciate it. This was a really good topic because you allowed me to take a second guess at it or a second look at it. And I think I'm seeing something different. I think I'm actually seeing that oligarchy, that king mentality that a lot of people thought that, this doesn't fit in that form. I think it does. I think he actually has the ability now to control those people who are multimillionaire rural area individuals who hire, fire, and keep the rural area afloat in some bit of this country. And now they're tamed to have to realize Daddy Trump or Grandpa Trump or however they want to call him does have the ability to make all this stuff go away if we just don't listen and follow the rules. And I think he's done that to every other entity as far as TV, as far as, hell, we watched Paramount go through it. We watched everybody have to find themselves accepting what he wants because he distributed and he influenced it with the power he showed. That's all I got, man.
Thank you, Chris. We'll go to the very patient Michael, followed by Merrill.
Thank you. I think the use of the tariffs that we're seeing clearly has not worked. All he's done is destroy trade relationships that have gone well and been prosperous for us for generations. He's done more to accelerate the de-dollarization of the rest of the world than any. Like, the reason we were fine during the pandemic is that we were able to buy shit, with money that we printed, right? People were still interested in our, money that we essentially pull out of our ass, right? There's a certain point when that stops working. And nobody has done more to accelerate us getting to that point than this president. It's insane. Okay? Like, not to mention the amount of money that he's caused the need to be printed to cover this is like, he's personally responsible for more devaluation of the currency than any other president. Like, he's accelerating our demise in so many ways, right? Like, he's removed and rolled back, making sure that our food is safe, like raise the amount of acceptable bacteria and viruses, in our food, where they just go, oh yeah, well, that's fine. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting off point. In terms of the tariffs, it's entirely misunderstanding the way that the global economy works to think that this is a fucking good idea to impose high tariffs, right? Because most of what America creates is dependent on source materials or other materials from other places, right? So if every time things go in and out to create the things that we produce, we're paying these exorbitant, insane prices, like that does nothing to help American business. That actually destroys a whole bunch of American businesses. It immediately makes, kills the often smaller, profit margins and percentages that existed, right? Like, he's already caused so many small businesses to go out of business. Like, the idea that he's a good businessman is insane. It's already been proven that if he simply took the money that Daddy gave him, and instead of fucking it over, instead of fucking up over and over with failed business after failed business, simply if he had put that in an S&P 500 fund and done nothing else, he would have been so much more rich than he was up until this point, where he's now making his money off of, bribery and open grift. There's now a private member club in Washington, D.C., where for $500,000, which is what you need to pay to be annually to be a member of this club, basically what you get is the opportunity to get close to the Trump staffers and administration so that you can bribe him more directly. Like,
can you be more specific and tell us exactly what that is? Because I've never heard of this club.
It was a private members club. I'm sorry, go on.
I've never heard of the club, and I've never heard of the bribery. Bribery is illegal.
Yes, bribery is illegal, but so we're looking at this man being openly bribed for pardons, right? For he's being paid smaller amounts than people are owed, from things they've done and harms that they've caused. Need to pay them back for like pennies on the dollar. Like, there's never been open and obvious grift as there has been in this administration. Like,
that's not true. Ulysses S. Grant got in just as big a trouble for that.
Excuse me, is there a way that we did this wrong? And this was not it. Am I wrong about that?
I'm being very specific. Ulysses S. Grant got caught up in a scheme in which he was believed to be bribed. This has happened before. This is not like, yes.
I didn't say bribery was new. That's not.
No.
This is some strongman bullshit. Right? No, you're distorting what. Listen. Do I really have to keep talking over this person? I thought this wasn't how this room was run.
Yes! Finally, somebody roast that little fucking loser.
Yeah, sorry. It's just very disruptive when you have to deal with something like that. I never said that bribery was new. I said the level, the scale, the openness, and obviousness of the bribery has never been like.
Yeah, I'm telling you that happened under the Grant administration. The
Grant administration.
You're talking about happened under the Grant administration, the Fillmore administration, and prior to the Cleveland administration. In fact, the Cleveland administration was so bent on getting public service protection because of the obvious bribery in public service, right? So, no, the scale is not unique.
So, by the way, thank you for that, Michael. The argument that about the devaluation of the currency has been greater under Trump than any other president. I don't know how you can quantify that. One thing you can potentially quantify are assessments over devaluation of the dollar under Democratic administrations versus Republican administrations, and there is some analysis that shows that the dollar gained 5% annually under the more annually under the Democratic presidencies than under the Republican presidency. So there may be a pattern there based on economic philosophy, and I don't know whether it's really fair to say straight out, as the caller did, that the currency has devalued more under the Trump administration than under any previous president. I would like to see data that would support that contention. And Michael, if you want to post it to the chat above, if you have the data to support your contention, that'd be great. Meryl, followed by, I don't know whether that's Al or AI. I think that may be AI. Go ahead, Meryl.
Hi. I missed the very beginning, so I apologize. I probably...
Oh my God, you missed me giving a tip of the hat to you. Forget it, I take it all back.
Wow, you're knocking me over on this one. I don't believe you.
Am I lying, guys? Am I lying? I talked about you posting to the chat, and I directed people to it about the double in size bailout of the farmers under his first administration, which I was unaware of, or I had not recalled until you had posted it to the chat. So I did give you a tip of the hat.
Did you fact check that? Yeah, it was 28 billion, 216 and 218. And you actually should have known this because you're from Michigan, and farmers, we had to bail farmers out. One of the things I will say is, first of all, Trump always knocks welfare, constantly knocks welfare, but Trump pays welfare. That's what subsidies are to farmers. When you're bailing people out, that's welfare. Excuse me. The other thing I will say is that I appreciate Trump because he's the only person that I really pay attention to who lets me know that I'm actually smarter in math than he is. Excuse me. He's not even as smart as a sixth grader when it comes to that. With regard to tariffs, this is something that's stuck in his craw all along. And like most things do, when he thinks he knows best, which is often, you cannot shake him. And that's probably what happens. We talk about people who know better and all of this other stuff. He doesn't listen to people who know better. And that's a bigger problem. And with regard to tariffs, every time that man stood there and said, it is not a tax. First few times, maybe people thought that was true until they started paying. And then they realized, whoa, this is a tax. Customers we do pay more, and we saw it immediately. We saw it in car prices immediately. Then we saw it in grocery prices. But he will still tell you it is not a tax. And he still will tell you that the tariffs are paying down our deficit, which is impossible. That's just impossible because our deficit increases every day. So the tariffs can't. But that's also to show you how good his math is. He also tells us that he's knocked down pharmaceutical prices, pharmaceutical prices 800%. So that would mean that any drug that you are getting, you're being paid 800% to take that drug. But he hasn't figured that out, that we know better. And really, that's essentially the other part I would say is Monsef was right. Other people are right. He was never a good businessman. He has made money through the presidency. And that is because our Congress has allowed him to. That's because everybody just is shutting their eyes and let him do it. But other than that, he was not a well-respected businessman in New York. He was known in New York, but he was not a well-respected business person in New York. And even though he had licenses, he had all these companies that he was licensing, they were using his name, they all went under too. If you think about it, think back before he was president, every single thing went under. Trump airport, Trump meat, Trump wine, Trump, even the urine test, the home urine test. So it's, I just want to say that he makes me feel better that I know more than he does, but he makes me feel worse that I pay more than he does. Thank you.
Funny when you mentioned sixth grader. When I was in the sixth grade, I joined the stock club at school, sixth grade. And that's where we learned we actually bought stocks. There were like, I don't know, 8 or 10 of us, and we all pooled our vast piggy bank resources and bought stocks. And we learned how the stock exchange worked as a result. We had skin in the game. So that's how you learn. Thank you, Miro. We'll go to AI.
Hey, Gary, this is AI, aka Candidate John Kitover. I'm
AI going once.
Hey, I'm here. Can
AI
you hear me?
going twice. There you go.
Hey, this is Candidate John, now known as AI here on the app. And in Illinois, there's 90,000 soybean farmers in southern Illinois where Darren LaHood presides in his congressional seat. So the reason why we're bailing out farmers is because a lot of the Congress people, a lot of their voters and their constituents are farmers, but it's also major aggregates and major farming corporations that are getting huge bailouts. I think it was $17 billion. Meanwhile, China just announced that their surplus annually is now exceeding $1 trillion. So this is a civilizational game that America will not stop playing because we keep borrowing, spending, and taxing. And this is not a race to the bottom, but this is really truly a race of survival. If we stop our deficit and we only spend what we take in and we start paying down the debt, the whole system will collapse. There will be no profits. There will be no growth. And so the whole system is based on Please wait till I'm finished, Marshall. Take your jacket to the dry cleaner. It looks like it needs to be cleaned. I'm not finished speaking. I'm still breathing and speaking.
Thank you. Sticking to the topic, you have a tendency to
We did it again! We did it again! Take your jacket to the dry cleaner, Marshall.
Tendency to insult you, and it will not be allowed. So by David.
He has a tendency.
Hey there. Hey, Tiger. We see your microphone open, but we do not hear you.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
Marshall.
Okay,
Marshall.
Give Tiger opportunity to sort that, and we will go to David, followed by Stan.
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
A-okay.
Marshall and the rest. So I just looked it up. There's a 60% increase in farming bankruptcies as opposed to last year. But 181 farms filed what they call a Chapter 12 bankruptcy. If anybody's familiar with bankruptcies, there are different numbers of.
They kicked me. Pathetic. Super pathetic. But that's good. That means we've gotten to them.
React and give an.
So, and then definitely with everyone, that's all people talk about. Who? I just don't hear women saying, "I want to find them and I want to build with them." I don't hear that.
Cause we don't say it like that. We don't even like those words, dude. Like that's how a woman would say it. Cause she thinks when she hears "build with you," she thinks struggle life. I'm gonna have to like you gotta say it a certain way. Like it's just semantics of man and woman talk, and that's just not how we would say it. But we will be in partnership with you. Like we will see. It's just.
Okay, this is the Gary Baumgarten and Marshall Stankin Rankin show. This is your friend AI. We just got kicked. I think Marshall kicked me from the room as he usually likes to do in his cool little cheetah jacket. He's so edgy in that cheetah jacket. Such a bold fashion statement, truly, that Marshall's willing to sport a cheetah jacket. Like, what goodwill did he find that in Laredo, Texas? It could be a very expensive piece of haberdashery. I'm not sure. Never sure with these things, you know. Oh. Dennis James has returned back to Clown House after a long absence of bull rushing stages.
Many have argued that China's in the passing lane of us economically. And when a major market for our soybean producers decides to go in another direction and also retaliate, all of a sudden our farmers are forced with having to find new markets to sell their product. And once you plant and grow, the investment is made, right? So when that crop's got to come online and go to market, and there's nowhere to send it. Well, these guys are going to be lurch. So, and the rub I see as well, Gary, is that China's pivoted to places like Argentina, which we gave a $20 million bailout to. So there's that. There's going into our hemisphere and doing business with folks south of the border of us. So, maybe Trump can address that as well. So overall, I mean, he got a lot of mileage over this popularity and his populism. And I think people are no longer saying that they have a friend in the White House with regard to some of these policies. And then also, Gary, you've got major retailers that are suing, trying to get ahead of the Supreme Court tariff legality decisions. Major retailers like Costco, which is suing for a refund, if you will, of all their products and the prices that they've had to jack to sell to their consumer. And they're very, very loyal to their customer base, as you know. And not just Costco, but other companies like Bumblebee Tuna, big major tire firms, and so forth. And unfortunately, there's a lot of small businesses that don't have the legal firepower to remedy this bad policy decision, and they don't have the lawyers to go do their bidding. So many companies, if the Supreme Court does rule that these tariffs were not utilized properly with regard to I believe it was the War Powers Act or the Emergency Powers Act of the 70s.
You can't insult Marshall Stinkin' Reagan's jacket!
And, they're
That's nice of you! What a stupid flag!
How's that going to work? I mean, that's another whole nother